I feel I represent a lot of the male population when it comes to skincare routine. So on social media, the whole skincare routine thing, I'm going to be very honest, kind of pissed me off because I just saw a ton of people just posting their skincare routine and I couldn't care less. I was getting asked a lot about it. Hey, Brock, can you post your skincare routine? I never did it because I don't have one. I was like, I don't know. I train, I eat well, I try to sleep enough, which is challenging now with a daughter. But I also, train, I sweat. I'm not sure what this kind of has, but it got very tiring just continuing to see people post this kind of stuff. But what is a basic low maintenance skincare routine for people like me that, like, let's say care, but
Yeah.
potentially don't take products, aren't really actively thinking, oh, I need this and I need that. But just some people that want to do something that they can, I guess, do naturally, or this little change that they can make, like, instead of just showering, they can shower plus use X. Is there anything
Okay.
that you'd recommend?
Definitely recommend. And I think for active people like yourself, one thing I do recommend is that you use a facial cleanser every day because you're training, you're working out, you're actually, you know, perspiring and you're also secreting more oil, which can clog your pores and in long term may have an effect on your skin. So I'd love for you to see if you could incorporate a facial cleanser just to rinse away all of the perspiration and oil buildup after you work out. So that's one thing I recommend. The second thing is if you're active outdoors, if you're taking your activities, your training, your work outdoors, do wear sunscreen or protective clothing. So I think those are the two things that I'd like you to do to just easily work into your routine.
With protective clothing, are you talking about long sleeve clothes? Are you talking about wearing compression technology on your legs? What are you kind of talking about? Because I can briefly
Yes, yes,
understand it,
and
but I'd
yes.
like you to dive into it.
Yeah, yes, yes, and yes. Hat, protect your hair and face. Of course, full body, and there's light enough fabrics that provide UV protection while they're allow you to breathe and allow you to work up a sweat outdoors. Those are the things I want to see where, and yes, protective clothing down your legs as well. Any place where the sun, where your skin is exposed to the sun, I'd like to see that covered up. And when you're outdoors and doing anything physical or even leisurely outdoors, make sure you're protected.
How do you balance that with getting a tan as well? Because that's obviously one of the most important things when you're talking about looking shredded, helping your muscles look more defined. How do you balance that?
Self tanning. So go for the self tanners and bronzers. And yeah, hey, we all like, if we're on vacation, if we're out and we like to enjoy the sun, just make sure you wear your sunscreen and reapply. And don't go for getting the deepest, darkest tan. Protect your skin when you're out in the sun. And again, reapply because when you're out in the sun, you perspire and that makes your sunscreen product less effective. You need to
Hmm.
reapply it often to make sure it stays active.
I want to move the
Oh,
conversation. Oh, go, go, go.
oh, Brock, there's one fitness or trend that I see going on with the fitness influencers that I love. I need to do a stitch on this.
Okay.
So a lot of them that it cracks me up. So they'll show themselves getting out of bed. They go shower and they start applying their skincare routine but they do that before they go to the gym. And it kind of doesn't make sense that you're going to put on your expensive skincare, then go right to the gym, sweat it off, and then it's not working. You spend a lot of money and you've just perspired the whole skincare away. So I do need to do a stitch on this. Apply your skincare after you've showered and you're done with the gym and you're working out. The only skincare you should be applying before you work out is your sunscreen if you're going to be working out outdoors. But yes, I'll let you go on to the next thing.
That's a great point. That's a great point because that is another thing that pisses me off online is the
Yes.
morning routine. It's
Morning routine.
it's a
Yes.
close cousin to the skincare routine, but
Yes.
it sounds like they can't even get that right either.
They mesh them all together.
But actually, that's a very good thing because I know, I think my wife does that. I think there's, I'm not sure. Once again, I'm I don't take anything, so I just go to the gym whenever and kind of do whatever. But I'm sure that there's a lot of people doing that. And also, I think there's a lot of people that, and I feel like it's growing, that care how they look in the gym as well. Because the gym's not just a place where you lift heavy weights and sweat anymore. I feel like it's becoming a bit more of a, I don't know, like a social club sometimes. There's a lot of, some people meet great friends there. Some people, may just spot their random gym member and then they become friends. That's definitely happened to me sometimes. So I feel, and even some people are looking for love in gyms. I think, you're in a place that have people that are similarly interested to you. You have, you could hit it off. So I think I do have a question on that. What if people still want to, I guess, feel like they've looked after their skin, or I don't know, wearing makeup and things like that at the gym? Do you still do that? Because you're just going to sweat it off, like you said. Is there a balance, or do you just have to wear it, sweat it off, and then reapply it? And
just either reapply it or just wait till you finish working out and then apply your skincare.
Okay, very simple. Great.
When I first thought of doing a podcast in 2019, I wrote down everything that I wanted to achieve with the show. And one thing I never wrote down was to spam you with ads of products that I never really used myself. However, I did write down that I wanted to grow it as big as possible and have as many interesting people on the show as I could. To help make that happen, all I ask is that you leave a review on the podcast platform that you're listening to this episode on and share it with someone that you know it will benefit. If you want to support myself even further, and more importantly, your body transformation, and are interested in having me as your coach to help you achieve the results that you just can't seem to achieve on your own, you can visit teamrockashby.com to see what program fits you best.